I'm Doug Wilmore. I head up a company that is commercializing the most efficient, most effective, most powerful carbon sequestration system on the planet. It's called a tree.
Sorry, slight internet issue. I'll be a few minutes.
Okay. Well, I'll fill the time. I'm not a tap dancer, but World Tree, we specifically commercialize the fastest growing hardwood tree in the world in North America. The botanical name is called Paulownia. The general name is the Empress Splendor tree. We now have 6,000 acres planted. And believe it or not, you actually end up with it's a very benign, friendly, non-invasive hardwood tree. Used to be native to North America, but it's so benign and friendly, it's gotten crowded out by nature. It's a perfect farm tree. And we're doing this specifically because not many people know this. We're losing tree cover in North America every year. We think that those are problems associated primarily with subtropical rainforests and tropical rainforests, but no, in North America, we lose tree cover every year. The prime reason isn't fires, it's legal forestry practices. We're deforesting North America for our own needs. And so for us, one of the things that we saw that you have to do, we have to find a way to protect native forests. And one of the unique things about the Empress Splendor tree, we'll actually end up with a 60-foot tall tree, 18 to 20 inches in diameter, in 10 years. Of clear, valuable hardwood that will make chairs like this and paneling and veneers and furniture and musical instruments and things like that. We now have 6,000 acres planted. We're the largest grower by far in this hemisphere. And all that 6,000 acres has been R&D. So a barrier for entry for any really large company to move in is they'd have to do, okay, what genotypes work where? What soil types and climate and elevation? And none of that research had been done in North America until World Tree did it. So we have 6,000 acres growing on more than 300 different farms in the southeastern US and Costa Rica and Mexico. And we're now pivoting and transitioning to scaling, which for us is large projects with institutional partners. Those are 2,000 to 5,000 acres each, approximately. These projects are not the typical kind of monoculture. I'm still, so far so good, I hope. Yeah. Our projects, so typically when you look at forestry or trees, you have two choices. You can invest in the typical kind of large-scale forestry, monoculture, mass cutting, that sort of stuff, or you can give your money to philanthropy. Those are basically generally your two choices. Well, with World Tree, our large projects, here we go. I'll go through some of this, but you see, given that we're out talking with manufacturers, you don't read about it on the front page of the Wall Street Journal. There are manufacturers frantically looking for replacements to wood because of climate change. Redwood, western red cedar, ash, swamp ash, birch, beech, all of those are on their way to be commercially extinct within the next 10 years. So this is an example, a 6-month-old tree, an Empress Splendor tree. That 18-month-old tree you see is in Costa Rica. There's one of our staff with a 9-year-old tree in Alabama. That's a 20-inch diameter, it's 55 feet tall, and it produces very high-grade finished hardwood, no different than this. Again, non-invasive. When you get a tree that grows this fast, you basically get more than 4 or 5 times the carbon sequestration in that biomass. So that 10-year-old tree is filled with carbon. That biomass is filled with carbon. And a typical cedar tree or other hardwood trees that may take 40 or 50 years to grow that width and to gain that biomass, an Empress Splendor tree does it in 10 years. And so our model is you're now taking that carbon and it's sequestered in a long-lasting, high-value product like this. Then the other amazing thing, and if you look at the picture on the lower right-hand corner, when we harvest this tree, it regenerates from the stump. It will do that for 5 generations. So you plant one tree, you actually get 5 harvests of hardwood lumber, sequestering carbon in the products that we need and use every day. This is just a sample. These are all products from our wood, surfboards, musical instruments, again, paneling, flat pack furniture, whole host of things that it's very, very good for. The North American market, $274 billion for us. This is just for what we're focusing on. That's the wholesale value. And you see the traction that I spoke about before. We're already in 5 countries. We focus now on Costa Rica, Mexico, the southeastern U.S. Those are the sweet spots for us as far as growing regions. You see really what our projected growth is. And just to give you an example, as far as the power of the carbon sequestration of this model, of the projects we'll fund, if we are on track to do that by the end of 2026, we'll have enough trees in the ground to sequester the carbon footprint of all of San Francisco. So it's really, I mean, it's not like this huge millions of acres that you have to do. It's just the right projects in the right way. So our projects, again, they're not just monoculture planting trees. We combine them with annual crops. So in Costa Rica, for example, the project we're implementing there will have cassava and plantains and melons. And as the shade grows in, we'll switch to cardamom and ginger and turmeric and things like that. So they're very productive for the local community. We produce biodiversity credits because we rebuild biodiversity on the property at the same time that we're producing a valuable product and a valuable return. Let's see. So I think that's it. We're in the market for 2 things. We're raising project development capital through a convertible note. We've already raised $2.5 million out of the $4 million. So for anyone who's interested in participating on the equity side with us, we'd love to talk to you. And then we're raising capital for projects. We have our first term sheet, again, on our first project in Costa Rica, but we're raising anywhere from $10 to $100 million for projects and for a project pipeline. With that, thank you very much.